Hello.
What is your name?
My name is Tyler.
My name's Ford William Scott.
What my name? I'm Cal Poskett, that's my name.
My name's Ellie.
Where do you work?
Slug and Lettuce, Park Row, Leeds.
I currently work at the Slug and Lettuce Leeds on Park Row.
As a job, right now, as I sit at home, that is my job. That's what I do. But my job prior to COVID was as a manager at Slug and Lettuce Leeds, and I'm currently training to do my accolade course, which I'm doing at the moment, which is I'm pulling my hair out, Jack. Pulling my hair out to do.
Well, yeah, it's been a change, isn't it? Because I did work only recently. I worked in Slug and Lettuce in Leeds for about 2.5. Yeah, about 2.5 years.
What was life like at Slug and Lettuce before the first lockdown?
Busy.
Carnage, actually.
Hectic. Crazy, absolutely crazy.
So it can get very busy, it can get very stressful, especially with the Karens, demanding their free drinks because, you know, the chair's not in the right place they want it to be.
Water everywhere on the floor, cardboard.
The venue would be disgusting.
I preferred the hustle and bustle of the bars and the busyness and the music till 2 a.m. and like chatting and having a really good time and having...
But we would all wait around for the manager to come up and say, great night, or it's been a shit night.
I think the whole thing is the whole camaraderie, like we'd all have a pint afterwards and be class, like, you know, all just discuss of all the weird things that had happened during the night.
70 or 80% of it would be bitching or laughing about the shift, and the rest would just be catching up and just chilling.
Yeah, drinks probably normally, depending on the shift.
Do you enjoy the lifestyle of working behind a bar?
I've floated in between at times. There's been times when I really enjoy it and it's lively and it's quite a social job.
I do like working behind a bar, yes, I do enjoy it. The lifestyle of a bar is pretty much my vibe. I really do like it. It fits to my lifestyle of late nights and late mornings.
You are working unsociable hours, and the reward for that is nothing. If anything, it's a penalty, you know.
I did it for 8 years. I can't say I didn't enjoy it, because I did. Like, the lifestyle, you're on a night out every night. Like, why wouldn't you like that? As I'm getting older, I'm thinking, is this the life I want? Is it sustainable? Is it sustainable for my well-being? And ultimately, no. And what opened my eyes to that is lockdown, like, hugely, because obviously we've had all this time to think about, like, us and kind of self-love in a way. And I guess I just realised that, you know what, I don't want this anymore.
What would you say the nightlife was like in Leeds prior COVID?
Fairly lively.
Regardless whether it was midweek or on a Sunday, back then you could be free, you could move around, you could dance around. And because you could dance around, you could... Mum, don't look.
Very busy, every bar was full, everybody was stumbling around on the streets, everybody was ordering Macca's at 3 o'clock in the morning. I've been there, we all have.
I used to work on the gear scene, so it's somewhere where I feel comfortable going.
But the lifestyle was good, I enjoyed it, it was all very loud. There was, like, no matter what day of the week it was, Monday through Sunday in Leeds, there's something going on for everybody. Like, there's always bars open, if one closed, you walk over the road and somewhere else is open.
Being gay personally and things, I kind of find like my friendship group, I kind of find it as an extended family. But yeah, lively throughout the week. Monday, Wednesday, a good night to go out, basically every day of the week.
How have your relationships between yourself and your colleagues changed due to the first lockdown?
I don't think it's been stretched, but I feel like I've not spoke to them, but I feel like I could go to work tomorrow and we'll be straight back on the friendship level. Like, it's not that...
I think obviously there's a certain member of staff who I am closest with at work, and I've seen him. I've had 2 of his birthday parties at my house since we've had COVID, so you know, and I'm moving in with him. So I wouldn't say I've lost any friendships or distanced myself, but I'm still the same as I was. So when I go back to work, I'm excited to see them because I know I'm not going to be like besties or closest or in their cliques, but I'll be able to see them and have the same old jokes that I used to. Like,
you know, so I'd say I think it's brought some of us closer, and sadly, it's really distanced us to other people. Like, especially a lot of people that maybe live on their own.
Quite a bit. Like, I'm not somebody. I mean, I'm fairly close with my work friends and things, but I wouldn't even say stretched and strained. I'd say probably become just non-existent.
Like, for me, I haven't been in that situation, but my heart probably goes out to those people, and I think it's important that we do try and reach out to them.
Have you considered changing professions?
I have. I've been up and down over this, actually.
At one point, I did, yes, only because I was thinking of maybe doing it, but then when I went to the floor side, I realised how much I love the hosting side and being on the restaurant side rather than the bar.
No, Jack. Quick question. No, I love it too much. I really enjoy the bar atmosphere, and I really enjoy my job, and I really like it.
Well, yes, and I have. Yeah, I've now gone into housing, so it is completely different. Not even close, and I've gone to the 9-to-5 lifestyle that I think everyone in hospitality dreams of. You've never seen a 9-to-5 in your life, like. You've never seen that. You don't know what a weekend is. A bank holiday, who's she? Like, what are they?
What was your response to hearing the idea and the word furlough?
I mean,
confusion.
Me personally, I didn't have a fucking clue.
I have never heard that word in my life. I don't think any of the country had.
The first thing of what I thought when I saw furlough was, how the hell are other people going to survive?
Didn't understand the maths. How anyone was working that out. Because I think that was very grey area at one point.
I think to people that don't work in hospitality, they think, well, you're getting 80% of your wage. That's most of your wage. You know, and you don't have to do anything. You can just sit around and chill and whatever. But that 80%, that £300-400, that can be your rent. If you have that taken away, you've got to find it other places.
Even to today, I don't understand any of it. As long as I get paid something, I'm happy. I'm grateful.
What was your opinion on the Eat Out to Help Out scheme?
Where do I start?
Bullshit.
There's so many angles that I'm thinking about, and there's so many responses that I've got to. I don't know where to start.
I did it. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. But as a person working in it, it was one of the worst times I've ever worked in this industry.
Like one of the worst shifts they'd had, because it did not stop for hours, and they just didn't have the staff on, and the company wouldn't let our manager put the staff on because they just want to, make as much money as possible.
It brought out some of the most socially inept people I have ever experienced. You're running on 3 staff with a full restaurant, and it's just not possible.
That was obviously a painful time because it was just constant, and it was obviously nothing was different, and no masks were on, and this was like the prime time to have a mask on, and it was like everybody wanted a table, the bookings were crazy, and the work was crazy, and it was like
it's just greed, really. It's greed, and to be honest, it's people higher up the stages in the company at an executive level making decisions when they don't know how the actual individual bars and pubs run.
What was your initial response to perhaps even just the phrase or the words lockdown?
Again, terrified. That I think that word I feel like has a lot of negative connotation.
shit no work, can't see people, low-key buzzing.
I laughed. I literally laughed. I was thinking, this can't be real. Like, obviously it was real, but like the whole situation of lockdown, it just made me think of like wartime, where
we knew that there was going to be this big announcement. That Boris was doing this big announcement, and we needed to listen.
When it was announced, half the staff ran into the kitchen to watch the announcement, and half the staff went into the glass wash to watch the announcement.
And I remember being stood in the glass wash, and we were all stood huddling round, and it was like the pubs are shutting. You need to shut by 9 o'clock.
And when it said that's it, was shut, and we were like, what the fuck?
With hospitality, for some reason, it was a scapegoat from the start. Boris came on the TV and said, "Leave your house, you'll be shot."
And I think in the world we live in, we live in a very... Oh, there are restrictions to it, but I think we live in a very free world. And then to go to not, it's completely alien. But at that time we thought it was only for like, what?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? 2 weeks? Part of us were kind of happy because at the time we didn't realise that what it meant. So it was like, oh, we'll finish an early, so... but and then it was like, right, well, you know what? Let's have a party. So we were like, right, we'll just have a party because, you know, we finished work early and we may as well just get pissed.
Oh, party was crazy. It was really good. It was a good, like a last hurrah, if you like.
We'd gathered all the drinks that we could take. And if I remember right as well, even Graham and Pete came with us as well. To the point they had a massive, how many litre container with a nozzle on it that they put under the Guinness and filled that up.
We were like out having a cigarette out the back of Abba's house and there was like rats running around and Graham and Pete was like, right, we're gonna go now, we're gonna go.
So yeah, that kind of fell through, and then that's how my lockdown started.
How would you describe the nightlife post-lockdown one?
There isn't one. Again, judging by the places I drink,
It's different. I mean, to be fair, it's different because
The whole thing about a night out is that it's sociable. And then to go, yeah, well, you can go to the pub, you can have a drink, but you've got to be in your little bubble of people, and you can't talk to anyone else, you can't stand up, you've got to put a mask on.
so I'd go in on a Saturday night and literally be sat at a table with one other person, and there might be one other table with 2 people, and you're looking at this thinking, normally the room would be full of people dancing, and it's just, it was heartbreaking.
because of them following the guidance and the rules to the letter of the law, it impacted so much on the atmosphere and the vibe in the place. It actually had to close before the tier system came in, because they were just making no money, because nobody wants to go somewhere where you sat a mile away from your friends, there's no background music at all.
Given that Slug and Letters Park Row will open its doors on May 17th, do you feel anything will change?
To be fair, I've second guessed this so much.
I'm just looking forward, like, well, the word normality, so like going out and be dancing on a stage. Just normality.
People's mindset might change, like I said, with the people's alcohol tolerance, if you like. People might complain, they might make complaints, but I hope and pray that people are just excited to go back to have a really good time and just have that kind of mindset to be like, thanks for doing that.
I think the whole, like, dynamic will change. Because there'll be the people that are still scared. There'll be the other people upset in the spectrum that couldn't give a fuck. And it's also, in general, like, it's changed the way of service, actually. Because now you've got things like an app, which has taken away from actually interacting with people. It's taken away the culture of tipping. It's a completely different ballgame now.
Transactional nature of like going and like buying a pint. I don't think it will. I think for some bars it probably will, because I think so. I don't think we'll be affected too much with that. I think the main key will be if we can open in June with no restrictions. That's when I think we'll be able to notice the big changes.
How will you be spending your time once lockdown officially ends and restrictions are lifted?
Washing my hands.
Take a long 4-hour sunbathe. I just want a sunbathe, Jack. I swear, some babe. I'm sick of the wind and the rain and the rubbish.
You know what? I mean, I want to go on one big night out. One big night out. And after that, I'm not bothered about it anymore.
It's so early on. I have no idea. I have no idea. Anything, you know, I can think how things are going to go when we go back. And it could be totally opposite.
Thank you very much, Tyler.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
What was the question again?
Please do not send this back, Jack. Do whatever, send it into the ether. I'm not bothered where it ends up.
No, you know, because I've sat down for 12 months and done no. I want to go sit somewhere else and do no.
Thank you very much.
It's alright.
Cool.
Yay!